The Mughal Empire. The founder of the Mughal dynasty was Babur. He was ruling a small region in Afghanistan called Kabul and was waiting for an opportunity to attack India, which was rich and prosperous. Babur belonged to the Mongol race. The word Mughal comes from Mongol. Rose was introduced to India by Babur. Taking advantage of the growing weakness of the Delhi Sultans, Babur invaded Delhi and ended their reign. Babur, with his powerful weapons, forced the opposing armies to retreat. Soon, Babur conquered Delhi, Agra, and the surrounding areas by defeating Ibrahim Lodi, the last ruler of Lodi dynasty, and other enemies. He established his kingdom, but he died soon. His son Humayun ascended the throne. Humayun. Though Humayun managed to overpower his enemies in the beginning, he had to face defeat at the hands of the Afghan chieftain Sher Shah Suri. Having lost his kingdom, he fled to Persia and stayed there for 15 years. When the Afghans' rule in India weakened, Humayun invaded India and conquered Delhi. However, he died within a short period thereafter. Akbar. Humayun's son Akbar had always aspired to build a vast empire in India. With this intention, he tried to persuade the mighty Rajput kings to support him. Some among them joined hands with him, but Rana Pratap Singh of Mewar opposed Akbar. There was a battle between Rana and Akbar took place at Haldigat, Rajasthan. Though Rana Pratap Simha was defeated in the battle, he did not bow down to Akbar. Thereafter, Akbar engaged himself actively in military campaign for many years. As a result, he conquered Gujarat, Bengal, Kashmir, Kabul, and other areas and built a vast empire. Achievements of Akbar. Administration. Akbar was an able administrator and a broad minded ruler. He possessed many of the qualities needed for a great king. He appointed Hindus to high post in his court. He withdrew the personal tax called jizya, which was imposed by the earlier Muslim kings on Hindus, and also the tax levied at pilgrimage centers. Akbar's land revenue policy was well received by the people. It was framed by his revenue minister Raja Todarmal. Religious policy. Akbar was tolerant of other religions. He constructed a prayer hall, Ibadat Khana, in his new capital Fatehpur Sikri, where he discussed religious matters with the leaders of various Islamic sects. He invited Hindu, Jaina, Buddhist, Parsi, and Christian leaders to discuss their views on religious issues. As a result of such discussion, he evolved a new sect called the Din-e-Ilahi. It incorporated some of the best principles of different religions. However, it could attract only a handful of followers. Patronage to arts. Akbar patronized literature and art. Faizi, Abul Fazl, and Birbal were the distinguished poets in his court. The immortal singer Tanseh adorned his court. Akbar's contributions to architecture and painting are also remarkable. There were 9 gems in his court. Jahangir, who succeeded Akbar to the throne, continued his policies to a great extent. Shah Jahan, son of Jahangir, achieved fame by getting the famous Taj Mahal built at Agra and Mammoth Red Fort at Delhi and other stately palaces. Aurangzeb. Shah Jahan's son Aurangzeb is the last well-known Mughal emperor. He ruled for a long period of 50 years. During this period, the empire expanded in all directions, but at the end of it declined rapidly. Religious policies. Aurangzeb was an orthodox Muslim. He stayed away from drinking wine, gambling, entertainment, and music. He lived a simple life. Aurangzeb gave up the liberal policy of Akbar. He reimposed the jizya. This led to many political rebellions. The Sikhs and the Rajputs strongly opposed Aurangzeb in North India. Shivaji rose in revolt in the Deccan. The Deccan Wars sapped Aurangzeb's economic power as well as military strength. Being exhausted, he died in the Deccan. With his death, the Mughal Empire was greatly weakened. Thank you.